Do you know what the dirt tastes like, Daddy? John Bell tasted it. At the end, when his tongue turned black and his jaw locked shut, he tasted the dirt, and then he tasted nothing. She made him swallow his own teeth. One by one. She counted them. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Case File 98. The Bell Farmstead, Adams, Tennessee. It recorded the sound of chewing beneath the floorboards at 3:04 a.m. It recorded the name Catherine whispering from a mouth that had been dead since 1820. The archive does not explain. It only records. It recorded the temperature in the north bedroom, dropping to 41 degrees on a July night with no wind. It recorded footsteps that measured themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The same 13 steps every night at the same hour for 200 years. It recorded a child's voice asking for water from a well that had been filled with stone since the Jackson administration. There is no closing entry. The front door is still open. Do you remember closing it? The realtor called it a fixer-upper. She didn't call it a grave. We bought the Bell Farmstead at auction for $18,000. The bank wanted it gone. The county wanted it gone. The neighbors, those who would speak to us at all, wanted it gone but couldn't say why. They just looked at Hannah. 8 years old. Blonde hair. Blue eyes. The kind of child who still believed in fairy tales. She stopped believing on the 9th night. I woke to footsteps in the hallway. Not the creak of old wood settling. Not the expansion of joists in cooling air. These were deliberate. Measured. The pace of something counting its own movement. I checked Hannah's room. She was asleep, but her hand was extended over the edge of the bed. Open. Waiting. As if someone had been holding it, and only let go when I opened the door. The hallway was empty, but the air was cold. Not winter cold. Not draft cold. The cold of a held breath. The cold of something that had been standing exactly where I was standing, and moved only when I turned to look. I told myself it was nothing. On the 14th night, Hannah stopped calling me Daddy. She was coloring at the kitchen table. Crayons spread in a perfect arc. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. The order of the rainbow. The order of something that had been arranged by a hand that understood patterns. I poured her cereal. Hannah. Pink bowl or blue bowl? Silence. Baby girl. Do you want the pink bowl or the blue bowl? She turned her head. Too slowly. Like her neck was remembering the motion from a long time ago. Her eyes found mine, but they didn't focus. They went through me, past me, to the doorway behind my back. The woman says you're in her seat. I turned. The doorway was empty. The hallway behind it was dark. But the dark was not empty. The dark had texture. The dark had weight. The dark had been standing there for a very long time, and it knew my name. When I looked back, Hannah was eating her cereal with her fingers. Dry. One piece at a time, counting under her breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 pieces, 13 steps, 13 children. I didn't know what that meant yet. Denise found the photographs on the kitchen counter at 2:14 a.m. We'd never seen them before. Daguerreotypes. The children of the Bell family. 12 of them. All dead. All gone. All taken. In every photograph, the same shape stood behind them. Not a person. Not quite. A blur. A distortion in the emulsion that had been there when the picture was taken. A woman with no face. A woman with her hand on the shoulder of each child. Waiting. I threw the photographs out. They came back. I burned them. The ashes arranged themselves into letters on the hearth. Kate. The name of the woman who had cursed this land. The woman who promised John Bell she would kill him. The woman who kept her promise in 1820. Who kept it for 21 days while his tongue turned black and his jaw locked shut and his children watched from the foot of the bed. We started sleeping with the lights on. Then the lights started turning themselves off. Father Callahan arrived on the 23rd night. Denise called him. Old. Irish. Eyes that had seen things in the old country that never made it to the archdiocese. He walked through the front door, took 3 steps and stopped. There's a room in this house you haven't found yet. She's in it. He walked the perimeter of the first floor. Chalk. Holy water. Latin that curled in the air like smoke. He climbed the stairs to the second floor. His footsteps slowed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 steps. The same 13 steps. He reached the landing and stopped. His face was the color of old milk. His hands were shaking. I can't do this room. There's already a prayer in here. And it's not one of ours. He refused to stay after sundown. On the 31st night, Hannah spoke in her sleep. But it wasn't sleep. Her eyes were open, wide, unblinking, fixed on the ceiling. Her mouth was moving in shapes that didn't match her voice. Do you know what the dirt tastes like, Daddy? I froze. John Bell tasted it. At the end. When his tongue turned black and his jaw locked shut. He tasted the dirt, and then he tasted nothing. She made him swallow his own teeth. One by one. She counted them. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She turned her head toward me. Her neck didn't bend. It rotated. The way an owl's neck rotates. The way something that learned anatomy from watching bodies decompose rotates. Her name was Catherine. You can call her Kate. She likes the familiar name. She wants you to use it. She's been listening to you call your daughter by her name, and she wants to hear you say hers. Behind me, the footsteps started again, coming closer. The same 13 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The door to my bedroom opened. The hallway was empty, but something was inside. Doctor. Elaine Marsh arrived on the 38th night. Vanderbilt. Folklore. The Bell Witch. She brought letters, diaries, court records, testimonies from 1820 that had been sealed for reasons that became clear as she read them aloud. The entity was never exorcised. It was never banished. It simply stopped. After John Bell died, after it took the last of the 12, after it finished, it waited. Waited for what? Denise asked. Doctor. Marsh looked at Hannah. Hannah was drawing in the corner. A picture of a woman with no eyes. The woman was holding hands with a child. The child had no face. Bait Drive. Marsh said quietly. The cave on the property. Have you been there? We shook our heads. There's a cave on the north edge. Sealed with stones. Sealed with prayer. The Bell family sealed it in 1820 after the last child died. But stones crack. Prayer thins. And prayer only works if the thing you're praying against believes in God. That night, Hannah was gone. I found the cave at 1:47 a.m. I hadn't meant to. I was walking the property line, flashlight in hand, calling her name. Hannah. 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 The wind carried it back to me in pieces. Ann. Like it was counting. The opening was low. Dark. The kind of darkness that doesn't reflect light. The kind that swallows it whole and asks for seconds. The entrance was ringed with stones. I recognized the words carved into them. Exorcisamus. Aburare. Libera knows. The stones had been pried apart. Recently. The gap was just wide enough for a child to crawl through. I dropped to my knees. The opening was wet. Not with water. With something darker. Something that had been waiting for 200 years to feel warm skin again. Inside, I heard humming. A hymn. But the words were backward. The melody was wrong. The notes bent in directions music wasn't supposed to bend. I crawled in. Hannah was sitting at the back of the cave, cross-legged. Her nightgown was covered in dirt. Her feet were bare and bleeding. In her lap, she held a jawbone. Human. Small. The jawbone of a child. Cleaned by time and by something with very patient hands. She was humming. The backward hymn. The song that had been sung by 12 dying children in this cave while a woman watched. Hannah, I whispered. Baby. Look at me. She looked up. Her eyes were not blue anymore. They were gray. The gray of river silt. The gray of bone dust. The gray of a color that had been left underground so long it forgot what light looked like. The woman says I can stay, Hannah said. She says she needs a voice. John Bell had 12 children. She took all of them. One by one. She counted every tooth. Every breath. Every heartbeat. She needs one more. She's been so patient, Daddy. She's been waiting since 1820, and she only needs one more. Behind her, the darkness of the cave took shape. A woman. Tall. Thin. Her face was featureless, but her mouth was not. Her mouth was a wound. Her mouth was an opening. Her mouth was the entrance to something that had been swallowing children for 2 centuries and had never once choked. The shepherd calls his sheep by name. Her voice was not loud, not quiet. It was intimate. The voice of a neighbor. The voice of a friend. The voice of something that had once been human and had learned exactly which frequency made human hearts stop. But does the flock know the wolf when she wears a familiar voice? I grabbed Hannah, pulled her into my arms. She didn't resist. She didn't hold me back. Her body was cold. Refrigerator cold. Morgue cold. The cold of something that had been underground for 200 years and had forgotten what warmth was. I ran. I didn't look back. I didn't pause. I carried her out of the cave, through the dark, back to the house. We drove to Nashville in our pajamas. We checked into a motel. We locked the door. We pushed the dresser against it. At 3:04 a.m., the motel phone rang. I answered. No one was on the line. Just breathing. And then, faintly, from the bathroom, the sound of chewing. We sold the farm. We moved to Ohio. We changed our names. Hannah is 12 now. She doesn't remember Robertson County. She doesn't remember the cave. She doesn't remember the woman or the jawbone or the backward hymn. But sometimes at night she sleepwalks. She stands at the foot of our bed with her eyes open and her mouth moving. No sound comes out. Her lips form one word, one name, again and again. Kate. Last week, I found dirt on the bottoms of her feet. Fresh. Black. The kind of soil you only find in one county in Tennessee. We haven't been back. We haven't driven through. We haven't spoken the name of the town aloud. But I know what I know. The archive records what it records. And this entry is not closed. It is only waiting. Because Kate kept her promise in 1820. She took John Bell's life. She took his children. And the land remembers every name buried in its soil. Every voice that called into the cave. Every child who answered. The Bell Witch Farm in Adams, Tennessee is still there. The cave is still open. The stones have not been replaced. If you visit, do not walk the north edge of the property after dark. Do not listen for your name in the wind. Do not, under any circumstance, let your children play near the hillside. Because Kate is still counting. She has been counting since 1820. She had 12. She needed 13. She has been waiting for one more. And by my calculation, she only needs one more. This is Case File 98. It is not a ghost story. It is a census. The oldest evil does not haunt houses. It haunts bloodlines. It waits for the children. It memorizes their voices. It counts their teeth, their fingers, their breaths, their heartbeats. It keeps a ledger. It always keeps a ledger. Listen closely. If your daughter starts talking to a woman you cannot see, if the floorboards in your hallway creak 13 times at the same hour every night, if you wake to find dirt on the pillow where your child was sleeping, don't wait. Don't pray. Don't call a priest who will only tell you to leave before sundown. Just leave. Some houses are not houses. Some caves are not caves. Some names, once spoken aloud, are invitations. The Bell family learned this in 1820. I learned it last November. And you know now too. If you have a story that haunts you, send it to contact.thedreadcodex@gmail.com. Your truth becomes our tale. Your warning becomes our archive. Until next time, may your children sleep through the night. May your floorboards stay silent. And if you ever hear a woman singing a backward hymn from the edge of your property, don't look toward the cave. Good night.